Hello, everyone, and welcome. I know this is not our normal Phoenix by Night. Due to personal reasons, Phoenix by Night is going to be. Why the fuck am I. What? Oh my god, I suddenly have echo.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Is that you?
Yeah, you're listening to my stream while I have the stream up on my other tab.
Alright, take two. Fuck. Hi guys, welcome to A Song of Sweet and Sour. This is going to be taking place instead of Phoenix by Night, while our lovely storyteller for that takes care of some personal stuff. Not going to go into detail. Not wanting to cross any boundaries with them. That being said, we are going to be playing a lovely campaign that was based off of a lovely group, Dimension 20. Brendan Lee Mulligan ran a campaign called Crown of Candy, and the lovely folks of Reddit were kind enough to actually put together an adventure path and source material style book for this campaign, and so I am joined by my lovely players to play this campaign. We're going to go ahead and do introductions real quick, starting at the top. Let's start with Drago.
Hello, I'm Drago, or Drago Cataphracts. I'm playing Anise Blackmane, who's an Aether Wolf.
Awesome. And then we have the lovely Cerise.
All right, hello. So I'm playing Cerise, who is the Dowager Queen, an old cherry, and a downright. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Absolutely.
A downright bitch. All right.
You can find Cerise over on their Twitch, Release the Bunns. I introduced you by character, not your Twitch handle. I do apologize.
You are all good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And then next up we have Delacreux.
Hello, my name is Delacreux, and I am playing Cinnamal de Pastille Redhot.
That's going to be
And
so
he-
much fun. Sorry.
No, you're good. And he is a level 2 fighter. We'll see how this goes.
Yep. And then we have the amazing Kasagai.
Hello, everybody. I am Kasagai Lychee. I play a member of the Queen's Court. I am very excited to be here, and you can find me on my Twitch at Sukia_Auxilia. I will begin streaming soon, eventually.
Expect a lot of collabs. Just saying. All right, and then we have Lemonus, or Lemonus, however you want to say it.
Hi, I'm Faye. I play Lemonus. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, we have Sandy.
Hello, I'm playing Sandy Dan Gobbstobber, who is a rogue that is a gobstopper, a fairy, um, and you can catch me at Yuka Sensei CA on Twitch, though I haven't streamed lately because of technical issues.
Which happens. And I am Queer Cosplay, also known as Q, also known as Cam, also known as That Bitch. The list goes on. You can catch me over usually on my Twitch stream, Q Cosplay, where I do art, games, I make crafts and stuff like that. I do a little bit of everything, and I also DM on every other Wednesday here for New Orleans by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. So yeah. As Skelly loves to point out, I am also known as That Hoe over there. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and start this the old-fashioned way. Which tab is it? I have too many tabs open. Here we go. So this day is a very big day for the Kingdom of Candia. So Candia is a small part of the vast amount of kingdoms that make up the country of Calorum. There was a huge war 20-some years ago. Eventually, the war was ended and the Concord was started. The Concord Emperor has been ruling with a kind but firm fist. You know, nothing super serious, but definitely trying to make sure things don't go a little bit crazy again. You know, they want to avoid another genocide if they can, for a good reason. The lovely people of Candia have been preparing all week, as it is the Prince Cinnamal de Pastille Redhot's name day today, and it is the first day of his journey into adulthood. That being said, where did I put my dice? Ah, there they are. Ow, my back. I'm getting too old for this. Alright, and since we have an even amount of players, I'm just going to do this on a d6, if I can get my d6 out of the bag. Frick. There we go. Alright, so first up, we are going to open on Lemonus. Lemonus.
Uh-oh.
Where were you prior to just this moment, or are you still wherever? Like, what did Lemonus do the night before, and what's he doing today?
Yeah. It's not so much what he did as who he did. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, good lord.
Honestly, he's probably finding a way to sneak into the prince's room, because again, it's his birthday. He's got to make sure his best friend is alive.
His best cousin friend.
His best cousin friend, his best friend / cousin.
Okay. In that case, Cinnamal.
Let me be specific.
Okay.
He's trying to sneak in, and playfully, let me reiterate, playfully, hold a dagger to his friend's throat, trying to see if his skills are sharp.
Okay. Let me just.
Wow.
You know, as cousin friends do, you know.
Listen, you're not close if you're not threatening each other's lives.
In that case, Cinnamal, yeah, so, you went to bed expecting, like, a day of frivolity and shit. Why can't I pull you guys over to the castle?
Are we just in the void?
You have to activate the scene.
How do I do that?
I would say
Right
it's still
click,
saying the
activate.
game's paused.
Right click. Right. What? Sorry, guys, I'm still fairly new to Forge. Ah ha ha, there's the button. There we go. Ha ha ha.
We're
All
so
right.
tiny.
I have no vision.
I have no token.
Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm fixing the vision real quick.
Okay.
Can you guys see it now?
I mean, I can
No,
see
I'm
it, but
not
it still
seeing
says the
anything.
game's paused.
Okay. I'm just gonna stick you guys off to the side here so you can see what's going on.
I'm restarting my page. See if that helps.
Why is this being so dumb? We're professionally unprofessional here. These guys are not in the room with you. I'm just putting them in here so that they can see what's going on.
I would probably, having heard a commotion, depending on how loud they are.
We'll have you react if anything happens. Like if they fail their stealth rolls and everything. All right, so Lemonus.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a stealth check at advantage because you are sneaking up on somebody who is sleeping. Cinnamal, unfortunately, that means that you have to roll perception with disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to roll in D&D Beyond because in my Foundry it's saying everything's at 0.
I can fix
Like
that.
everything is as default gets.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to move your character over to the D&D Beyond campaign so I could put it into the actual, because it's
It
still
is in the D&D Beyond.
No,
campaign.
it's in the character creator.
What?
I'll send you the link.
I'm gonna. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
All right. So anyway, you can go ahead and just roll it. I trust you not to fudge your numbers.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
16.
I can see it in the.
True. All right. So that's a 16, and
You
What?
said perception disadvantage? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's perception at disadvantage. Okay, yeah, so unfortunately, Lemonus is just too good at sneaking, and you are completely unaware as he crawls over the bed, like dagger between his teeth, full on like spider crawling, like creepy Fred at 3 in the morning after
It's
you've
a little
gotten.
gremlin-y. It's a little gremlin-y. just
Thank
a
you. I
bit.
couldn't think of the word. And so, yeah, you managed to sneak up on him, and what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna nudge his cheek with the hilt of my blade. Like, psst, psst, Your Highness, it's time to wake up. You're 18. Get up! And he starts shaking him.
I'm gonna actually like startle it, and I'm going to put my hand right at Lemonus' arm, just grasping it very firmly until my eyes focus and I see who it is.
Good morning.
Morning, Lemonus.
Lemonus, I thought we were friends. You call me Lem.
Yes, Lem. I mean, you literally just. Never mind.
I could have
Molding
woken
Lem.
you up other way, or I could have been
Yeah.
awful friend and let servant wake you up.
No. I mean, I think this was preferable. I go ahead and like, if the hilt of the dagger is still at my cheek, I gotta like move it away with a finger.
He's gonna hilt his dagger back. He's like, so, how do you feel? Stronger, bigger, older?
Exhausted. What time is it?
It is currently about 7:30 in the morning.
7:30?
You couldn't at least give me like 5 more minutes?
Mm-mm. No.
Of course not.
Besides, we have things to do before breakfast. Get up.
On that note, as you guys start chattering, I will say, Anise, you can definitely make a perception check.
Perception check. Righty-ho. Oh. That's a 15. But it's also not one.
You know what? I will go ahead and give you the 15. You do hear voices stirring in the prince's bedroom. It takes you a minute, but after you focus, you realize that it is in fact his cousin that's in there with him, and he seems a little more energetic than normal today.
Yes, since I don't hear any sounds of danger or smell any blood, more importantly, I'm just waiting by the door.
Waiting for them to come out and notice that you're standing there.
Yes.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and move your token outside the door here. All right. Lemonus and Cinnamal, are you guys doing anything special to get ready, or...
Lemonus is already dressed.
Meanwhile, I have to get dressed. I'm probably like in some sort of nightclothes gown. I'm like, get off of me. It's like pushing Lem off as I crawl out of bed and start getting ready. And as I do, I look towards my door, and is there like a window, or is it just the door?
No, there's a few windows. So the windows in your room are made out of very finely made blown sugar, whereas like you can see where the ringlets are from where it cooled and where the glass was expanded out. The intricate the intricate candies making up the outside of the window are these beautiful like stained glass style murals about the things that happened during the war, great heroes, kind of just general stuff you would see in like in most castles. Also, Skelly, how do I unpause?
Spacebar.
Thank you. Sorry guys, like I said, I'm new to DMing on Foundry. This is a whole new experience for me. So anyway, yeah. So as you look at the window, the sun is just starting to come up a bit. It's about halfway risen up by about now. You can hear the butterscotch birds outside singing their songs. You can hear the meeps in the stables below cheeping away as they get their morning rations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are any of the windows open or no? Because I am curious at how Lem got in here if the door is shut.
Hey Lem, did you close the window when you came in?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did cover his tracks.
Naturally. as he should. I expect that from him. So I get dressed and I look towards Lem and I say, so, what's on the morning docket then?
Well, I know this very good early morning place, a 24-hour topless brunch. Mm-hmm. Men topless, women topless, people in between topless. Perfect for breakfast, lunch. Birthday breakfast, I mean.
Okay. And what are you proposing with that?
This is your birthday. I take you to topless brunch bar. We celebrate. You see?
Mm-hmm. Alright. And I go ahead and lower my voice because I can probably assume that Anise is on the other side of that door. And as he usually is.
If you want to add a little,
and so I'll lower my voice to Lem
at
and I'll
most
say,
like maybe like a quarter
and
cup
no
at
one knows
most.
of this. Not even Mom or Dad.
No.
There should be a clean
listen,
measuring
your
cup in
mother
the,
father very
dishwasher.
kind to let me stay.
The glass
Your
one is up
mother
in the,
would kill
area where
me
the bento boxes are.
in multiple ways.
Oh, really? Are you sure? I mean, I think she would be glad you are showing me the ways of the world, though.
Lem is gonna put his hands on his friend's shoulder. Dear cousin, you are so handsome, but so stupid.
I slap you upside the head behind you as you say that, and I say,
Ah,
As this is happening, Anise, as you're standing guard outside of the prince's bedroom, you hear very light but very fast footsteps heading down the hallway, almost as if somebody is trying to run. Maybe they're running a little bit late. There's a little bit of a panic in their step.
So I hear the
Yeah, so you hear footsteps running down the hall that sound like they're, a few minutes late. They're trying to get to where they're supposed to go as fast as possible. As they get closer, you do hear muttering, I can't believe I'm late. I can't believe I'm late. Her Highness is going to have my hide for this.
oops, apologies. I think I was muted there. Am I coming through?
Now you are.
Okay. Yes, hearing that, I'll go and find out who it is that's late.
All right. So, excuse me. As you go towards the source of the footsteps, I have to figure out where I put these notes. I have too many documents open. I have way too many documents open. This is painful. Fuck. There it is. Haha. So you kind of step out of the alcove there, and just in time you see a very, very short, 2-foot tall, spiced gumdrop soldier hustling through. He looks like he's like high knee running, but it sounds like he's just kind of, tippy tapping along his way. You know him as Thaddeus Sugardrop. He is the combat instructor for the prince, as well as one of the sworn swords to the throne.
Of course. What seems... Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
What seems to be the rush, Thaddeus?
Oh, it's awful. The prince was supposed to be up at 5 for his training, and I know it's his name day, but talent waits for no man. And he gives a big old flourish, and like he has what looks like a Twizzler, like the green Twizzlers, as a mustache and goatee, kind of like a Guy Fawkes style.
So
And-
like Death's Hand sort of thing.
Exactly. And he does this flourish with his sword. His sword, like, on you, it looks like a regular sword. On him, it looks like a rapier that's way too long for his body. And he just holds it up, just, talent waits for no man. Have at thee, sir.
I draw.
He-
He's drawn his sword toward me.
Oh no,
I
it's
draw.
he's more pointing at the door, just like, can the prince stop being lazy and let's go?
Okay, if he's doing that, I'll say, I did hear some commotion in the prince's room. I believe he's already awake. He may still be dressing.
Not a problem then, and without missing a beat, he starts, again, high-stepping. His knees are coming up to, like, his chin almost, and he just starts booking it towards the door.
I'll follow him along.
It's easy enough for you to keep up with him. He's just not taking very big steps. You're walking, and he's just like, let's go, let's go, let's go!
Lem.
Lem's gonna very quickly open the window he came in and start pushing. Like,
Oh, I'm already following you. I hear the footsteps. I'm following you. I'm like, oh, fuck no.
yeah, he's gonna lead the prince.
Okay, so in that case, I need to figure out what kind of check you would make for this. Let's, are you trying to be safe or fast?
Oh,
Because that's gonna...
both, but...
Well, if you
go
would...
first, Lem.
I will say, if you would like to do both, then there is a very strong chance that you will not get out of the window before he gets in there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, sounds like we just gotta book it. I mean, he's hightailing over here.
And you, as this voice gets closer, you can hear that noise that haunts you in your sleep, the hup, 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 which he does every time you're training, and it's started to just seep into your dreams.
Yeah, it's in my nightmares. I sometimes go ahead and just close my eyes.
And as the prince is getting out the door, Lem, in quick thinking, shouts back to the door, "Don't come in! The prince has taffy box."
Nonsense! You only catch that once in your lifetime, and I was there the first time he caught it. He was but 2 years old. And as he says that, you can hear him trying to kick the door open, even though it's probably not locked.
Lem, come on. There's no fooling that one. Let's just go. I'm trying to drag Lem with me. Like, let's go.
Yes.
Shut the window.
Lem's gonna close the window on their way out.
Well, just before you close the window, you hear him kick the door one more time, followed by a string of Old Candian, which is like a long-forgotten language. You guys can get the gist that he's swearing and cursing, and you're pretty sure he might have broken his foot on the door. Anise, what you see is him trying to kick in the door, being all chivalrous and being a full-on, like, I'm going to be the hero, I'm going to teach him how to do the thing, and you hear a crunch in his foot as he kicks the door at just the wrong angle.
So, I'm there up behind him. I'll say, do you require assistance, sir?
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just a scratch. He tries to stand up, and his foot just goes completely to the side. Tis but a scratch. I'll be right as rain. Just fetch me my wife's famous mint tea, and I shall be right as rain.
I think you should report to the infirmary with an injury like that, sir.
I don't need doctors. Psh, who needs doctors? I'm sure I've got some chewing gum and some twine in my bag. I'll have myself patched up in no time.
If you're sure you're all right, shall we confirm the condition of the prince? or would you like to wait out here some more?
No, I'll let you get the door because it's proven to be a... Oh, is that a... He's trying his hardest to, like, be not in pain as he tries to put weight on his foot, and he's just like, yep, nope, that is a fascinating shade of red on that window today.
Okay, so I'll open the door. Do I need to make a check for it? Or...
No, the door is not locked.
Yes, and of course you wish me to roll perception, or is it plainly obvious that the prince is gone?
Oh yeah, no, like, as you open the door, the window just finishes, like, that last bit of gravity as it, latches closed on its own. And you can see by the scuffle of the blankets and everything, like, you've seen Lem sneak in here before. You know exactly what happened, and you know that at this point, trying to catch them is either going to be a fun adventure, or it's going to be the biggest headache you didn't want to deal with today.
By the bulb above, why today of all days? And at that point, I'm just going to go out through the same window.
Okay. I will say...
I know how important this day is. This is not a day for him to be gadding about with his cousin.
No, this is an extremely important day, because this is the day that he gets named as heir to the throne. This is the day he turns 18, and all this other fun stuff. And, you know, it's for him to just fuck off with his cousin, who was supposed to be a good influence on him. This is not how you wanted this day to start, and it's definitely gonna set the tone if you don't set it straight. So I will say, what is your guys's Lem and Cinnamal? What is your dexterity bonus?
Mine is +3.
Okay.
+5.
And Anise, what is yours?
Mine is +3.
Okay, so I will say you guys get down the wall and everything okay. Like, this isn't your first time sneaking out. You've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, though, because you guys are still waking up, it's taking you a minute to just kind of get your motivation and get your feet under you the rest of the way. And as you guys start making your way away from the castle, you hear a thump behind you, and Anise is taking off after you.
Run, cousin! Run!
Oh, I'm already running. Lead me. Get me out of here.
Lem is gonna take him down all the little kind of tiny spaces.
Like the side streets.
Yeah, side streets. Places that it would be harder for Anise to kind of navigate, you know, because he's so big and burly.
Okay, in that case, Lem, since you're leading, I need you to make me... let's do this as a survival check, because these are also the pathways you use to escape when you get in trouble.
Yeah.
Anise, I would like for
15.
you to make an athletics check to keep up with them.
Please be
Okay.
low, please be low, please be low.
I know, right? Lead the way, Lem. Take me to my gift.
To the brothel!
17.
No.
So...
So close.
I will say, if you would like, you can try and assist Cinnamal.
Sure, because I for sure do not want to get caught, at least not at this
Alright.
moment. I want to experience what Lem had described.
Absolutely valid. So go ahead and make a survival check, DC 15.
Okay. Let's make sure that's not 15.
Meets it, beats it.
It's a meets it, beats it. In that case, I will say, Lem, you may roll one more survival check, acting as if this was an
Come on, Lem.
advantage.
Come on, Lem.
If the other roll was still higher, the other one will still be in a...
It was a 6.
Lem.
Unfortunately, the advantage didn't take. Like, for a minute there, it feels like you guys are about to get away. You're almost home free, and then you feel two very firm hands, one on each of your shoulders, just grab and grip.
Fuck.
Boys, Today of all days? Really?
Oh, we were just taking a quick breath of air, Anise. No need to fuss. You didn't really have to follow us.
He's very anxious. Can't you see him shaking? And he's gonna grab Sin's hand and kind of like shake it a little bit. Like, he's trembling. He needs to go out fresh air. He's so hungry. You want his naming day to be starving? Shame on you.
You think I was born yesterday? I have been on this earth over a century. I've heard it all before. You're going back to the castle right now.
Can I just have a quick... I have just a quick breath of air for like 10 minutes first? Just wake up.
Of course.
Please, Anise, thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Now let go
In
of
the
me.
castle grounds.
No, right here. Let go of me. Right here. Look, right here where we are. Let go. And I try to pry Anise away from me. Like, please.
Lem is gonna be very dramatic and start, shouting and essentially do the damsel in distress pose. Like, please, this strong, strange man is grabbing.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes,
Okay, so
that's why I love you.
Cinnamal, go ahead and make a straight strength check to see if you can pull the fingers off your shoulder. Lem, go ahead and make a performance check.
A straight strength, no athletics.
That's a 23.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, no, straight strength, because, you're just trying to move his fingers. You're not trying to, flip out of his grip or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Boys, take that outside. Hey, knock it off. Put it.
Come on, Cinnamal.
I know, I'm trying. No.
Kenji, go to mom.
Damn it.
I'm more dexterous. I'm so sorry, Lem. You know this.
Hopefully Lem's distraction grabbed enough attention that they can both leave.
Okay, yeah, so... fuck. This is not at all what I
try to manhandle me?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so... Because of Lem's shouting and, toddler-style temper tantrum, because that's the only way I can fucking explain this, a couple of passerbys do stop, and they're just like, hey, do you see that over there? Yeah, no, that grown man's grabbing those kids. Should we stop him? I don't know, he's got the King's God's armor on him. Isn't that the prince? Oh, by the bulb, it is the prince. Should we help? I don't know.
I, of course, am joining Lem on their performance. For the love of God, just let us go. We just wanted fresh air. We just want to enjoy ourselves. Why you deny us?
I deny you because it is today of all days.
Uh-huh.
It is your naming day.
And it's just the same as every other day.
If this was any other day, I would keep my distance and make sure you're not getting into trouble.
Why would you think I would get into trouble today? Lem was just going to make sure I get a breath of fresh air, on a walk before we go and do the festivity. Isn't that right, Lem?
Yeah, very, yes.
As you guys are talking, a couple of very scantily dressed women walk by. One looks like... The best way I can explain it is, you remember those candies runts that were, fruit shapes?
The what?
They were called runts. They were, little fruit-shaped candies.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
This woman walks by looking like the grape one, like an upside-down triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing a very low-cut dress, and she has some long legs.
Hot.
And next to her is a lovely woman. Her entire, everything looks like bubblegum. Her skin is a beautiful shade of bubblegum pink. Her dress is varying shades of blue, pastel pink, and everything. And her hair is done up in a way that it looks like it's an actual bubble. And they both walk over, look at you, Lem, and just... Oh, and here I thought we were going to have some fun today. You had to blow it.
Lem, are these who you're going to show? Introduce me to?
Some of them, yes. Ladies, I would like to introduce you to my cousin.
Oh, and not even paying attention to Anise right now. Like they're too busy like enjoying the fact that they get a chance to fuck with you for a change. The lovely bubblegum girl walks over and just gives you a nice little like a oh you're so cute pat on the head, Cinnamon or Cinnamal, and just oh yes, the prince and his name day. Shame we won't be able to be there, but if afterwards you'd like to hang out, Lem knows where to find us.
We were actually coming to your establishment for that special brunch.
Oh yes, the topless brunch. At the top of her lungs, does not care who's listening.
Lem winces because he knows Anise is right behind him. He's like,
Still has a grip on you, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, that brunch. It is naming day present for my cousin.
Yes, and I heard that this brunch was going to be fabulous and fantastic to behold, which is why I'm like trying to prove a point a bit to Anise, which is why I was going to go and meet your establishment so I can behold this wondrous but and I go ahead and like elbow Anise like get off as I'm like speaking like behind me. It's like
Just like doing that.
really
I'm trying to look cool.
yeah, like trying to jab him like please just let me be cool for like 5 minutes or something.
Boys will be boys. But today, there are preparations that have been put in place for weeks and weeks. I will not let you put the king and the queen's efforts, let them be in vain.
Oh, they would not be in vain. Now we're back in time, Anise. We weren't going to lollygag that long, right, Lem?
Of course. I have, and he pulls out his little pocket watch. He's like, I have timer right here. Unless, of course, you just want to spend time with me. And he kind of leans against Anise.
Oh my god.
You're welcome to come along.
I mean, if I need to be in your sight, Anise, that would probably be a possibility. If you would like to come along that way, you don't lose me. And then when you're done, you can take us straight to back to the castle, okay?
And we will go without struggle.
Exactly.
Scout honor.
We both do the scout honor.
Yep.
Okay.
Do I know whether they have enough time for this?
Oh, they have a few hours at the very least. Normally, the name day stuff doesn't usually start until about closer to like 10:30, 11-ish, and that's if the tutor doesn't want to have Cinnamal go through a last-minute course. But since y'all left the castle, we have no idea if the tutor wants to do anything. So, as far as you know, Anise, they have at least 2 hours to spare.
At least 2 hours. Okay. Since I know that, I'll be like, very well, but try to give me the slip. And Cinny, I won't care who finds out about that thing I can do. I will bring you back.
Oh.
My eyes sort of narrow as he calls me Cinny, because he knows I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no slips, but you do know not to call me that name. And I mutter the last part to him under my breath. Like, come on now, I'm trying to be cool here. Why are you doing this to me?
Very well, very well. Cinnamal, I shall wait outside the establishment, and if you are not out, or if I hear any commotion inside, then we shall be having words. And I don't think you'll like me when I am perturbed, as you well know.
Very well. I look toward Lem. We can keep those words, can't we? And I hold my hand out to Lem, almost like as a bro sort of thing, like, take my hand, bro, we can do this.
Lem takes his hand. It's like, Yes, I promise we will not be in any trouble. You can trust me. I am good influence for this thing.
All right.
And
So,
I am a good man of my word, alright? Anise, though.
Usually.
Usually.
Very
But
well.
whatever.
You may go. I release both of them, but I'm walking along like 5-10 steps behind them.
so you're keeping that 5-foot space between you, basically.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Keeping it-
So, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And when we get there, I'm just going to lean on the wall outside, listening to what's going on inside.
Fair
I have
enough.
no interest in going in.
Fair enough. All right. So you guys are gonna head to the brunch. We're gonna see who's next to be introduced.
Yeah.
That is the wrong die. That is not gonna help me at all.
It's player number 20.
Okay. So, as this is occurring, over in what can only be really described as, like, the in-laws' quarters, the Queen Dowager Cerise Pastille, former queen of Candia, now retired mother-in-law to the king, and absolutely loves making it his problem, is getting ready to start her day.
All right. So do you want me to go into how she starts her day?
Absolutely. If you want to describe how she looks, how she starts her day, anything like that, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, so Cerise wakes up. She gets dressed. She is essentially a giant cherry with legs. It works. And what she does is she takes a quick look at. I would say she looks at the small portrait she has painted of her late husband. Gives it a little kiss, puts it back on her dresser, and gets ready to head out. She nabs one of her necklaces, which does have a symbol of the sugar plum fairy, and she hides it under her clothes. Actually, no. She thinks about hiding it. And then she takes it out, puts it right up the front, and she walks straight out, ready to start her day.
All right. So a lot of the guards know that you do very proudly wear your religious preference, and you know that at least in Candia it's safe for you to do so.
Oh yeah.
If you were to go to, say, like Fruterra or something, though, it would be a whole other story. But you're able to carry your religious pride freely. On this day, it is in fact your grandson's name day. And already you can hear a couple of the guards walking by talking about how Lem is already absconded with the prince for God knows what devilry, and who knows what unholy atrocities that boy is teaching the young heir to the throne. And
Yeah, she just kind of laughs a little, like just under her breath as she's walking.
as you're walking, are you just heading to, like, the courtyard? Are you heading to the shrine to go say your daily prayers? Like, where are you heading?
Yeah, so she's walking outside to where there is a small shrine dedicated to the sweetening path.
Awesome. I am activating that scene now. I actually have a map for that.
Ooh, let me see
If it's taking a minute.
Oh yeah, you're okay. This is on the forge, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not showing me my map. Fog of War is deactivated. What is going on? I have worked so hard on this map. Why won't it load? This is so rude.
That's what maps do, I thought.
It claims it's still loading. Alright, I'll just give you a description of it until it eventually decides to load. So,
Yeah, lay down the beats.
the shrine that is set up to the Sugar Plum Fairy, it's tucked away in the center of the Sugar Brush maze that is on the castle grounds. While worship of the Sugar Plum Fairy and other such pagan style deities isn't necessarily illegal in Candia, in the rest of the world, it's punishable by death. And so, because of that, and since they have so many foreign dignitaries coming in and out of Candia, the safest place to put it was in the middle of this maze that your husband actually helped create. And so you know all the twists and turns. You manage to make your way through. You know, you say hello to the usual the stray Twizzler cat and the stray Redhot dog running by. And the Sugar Plum Fairy Shrine itself it's kind of run down. It's kind of a little worse for wear. There's some walls that aren't quite holding up anymore. But in the center of this clearing, amongst all the pink sugar grass blowing in the morning breeze, there is a multi-armed, 8-eyed humanoid fairy statue that's letting off this very warm yet icy hot style energy. Like, it feels like when you like eat an Altoid and drink a glass of water.
Ooh, okay.
It's that kind of just full body energy kind of just pulsing through you. And as you approach, you do notice, I need to roll my dice to see which part of this is a thing. All right. You do notice that on top of that icy, comforting feeling, it almost feels like there's a buzzing in your ear, like something's trying to talk to you.
Shall I roll for something? Perception perhaps?
Yeah, let's go ahead and have you roll a perception, and because it is in the shrine, I will say you can roll it at advantage, as this is a religious instance.
Okay. Let me find my dice. On the forge, right?
Yes.
I apologize. I'm not trying to slow you all down.
No, you're fine.
This is my first time using this. Let's see. I'm just seeing the castle here.
Yeah, it's being really slow to load. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the map up on screen for everybody to see, because I have it saved somewhere. Where did I put it?
No worries. I'll in the meantime I can roll a dice if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Okay, give me 1 second. Ooh, I'm glad I have advantage.
I love hearing stuff like that.
Okay, so that's gonna be a 13 still.
Okay, luckily, because of how much this place means to you, and because of how much you do follow the path of the sweetening path, it takes you a minute, but you are able to actually focus in on it, and you hear an ethereal voice almost. Just kind of like how you hear the breeze through the leaves, or the river as it gently comes around the bend. In your ear, you hear, "It's been quiet. I hope all is well with you."
She just says back, "Oh, my lady, it's so good to hear your voice again. It's my grandson's birthday, you know."
Ah, the name day. Yes, yes, yes. Big things, big things. Well,
Yeah.
I can't do much, but at least I can still provide your family the protection that I've been giving you.
Oh, well, yes, that's always an immense help. Thank you.
Of course, of course, of course. How has your son-in-law been faring?
Well, he's better than he can. I suppose he's better than the others.
Well, the others were necessary.
Yes, quite. She kind of looks around to make sure no one else is actually like in on this conversation.
Make me a perception check.
Another one. Okay. Let's see. Let's go.
If it helps, I'm rolling stealth at disadvantage, so...
I got a 5, so...
Well, you still beat it. I rolled a 1.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. I'll take it.
So, I did post the map up in the out-of-character chat so you can kind of see the layout of it.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, kind of around where that little building is off to the left of the Sugar Plum Fairy statue there, you see a very, very bright pink pair of bear ears sticking out over the top of the wall.
She just keeps, I would say she just kind of smirks a little and just starts walking over.
One of the ears twitches, but he doesn't, like, the person doesn't necessarily move or anything.
I was gonna say, she says very loudly, much more loudly than she was when she was saying, talking to the statue. Ah, good sir, good morning. Are you here to pay your tribute to the Sugar Plum Fairy as well?
There's, like, 1 to 2 seconds of silence, followed by scuffling, and then you hear a loud clunk as your bodyguard and trusted confidant, Gruffy Gummy, a 7'2" tall strawberry gummy bear clad in paladin's armor, trips over himself trying to stand up and just ass over tea kettles over the wall and just kind of lands at your feet.
She just says, "Sir, didn't they teach you how to sneak in your your bulb school or whatever, wherever you went for your paladin training?"
He kind of pushes himself up, like there's some groans of discomfort and everything, just, oh god, that pinches, ow. And after a minute he kind of brushed himself off and just, I never exactly prevailed in stealth, but I made my best attempts.
Well, now that you're here, and now that my conversation has been thoroughly interrupted, what say you and I go out to brunch?
That sounds lovely. I didn't mean to interrupt. You can never be too careful.
I would say, she just takes his hand and goes, "Oh, my child, on the sweetening path, there's no mistakes, there's no disappointments, there's just this. Come on, let's get going.
Just happy accidents."
Happy accidents. Bob Ross in this bullshit.
Yeah, he kind of nods, and even though his armor does bear the sigil of House Pastille, and B, also has the symbol of the bulb, as is his paladin's deity, he doesn't necessarily believe one is better than the other. It's just that he prefers the way of the bulb because that's how he was raised.
Oh yeah, that's A-okay. Because he's always been very, very, he's always been very good to Cerise. So I don't think it's really been a big issue.
Yeah, and for him, like, the Gummy family has served your family for generations. He's like the 9th or 10th generation to serve your family as either a paladin, a fighter, a shield. His family has always made it a point to stay in good standing with yours. And Gruffy is actually one of the few remaining paladins who served during the 25-year War of Unification. There's an actual name for it, but I don't have it at my disposal at the moment. I will find that later and get that to you.
No worries.
Is that the Ravening War?
Thank you. I believe it was the Ravening War, yes. If I'm wrong, comments, please be gentle. Again, this is all being based off of books written by people on Reddit, so please bear with us. Anyway,
No. Okay.
Anyway, so
Good.
Gruffy walks with you, and are you heading to the same place that Lem and Cinna are going, even if you don't know they're going there?
Oh yeah, no, it's a topless brunch. She just hasn't told her. She just hasn't told her guy yet.
Fair
She's been
enough.
looking forward to this for. She's been looking forward to this for months.
I feel like you and Lem had this planned out somehow.
Perhaps.
We shall find out. Alright, yeah, so he pays his respects to the Sugar Plum Fairy, like, not as a I worship you, but more of a hey, thanks for doing your job kind of thing. And he follows you gladly into town. Let's see. We will say because of where you are, or rather where you were in conjunction with the town, it's going to take you a little bit to get there, so... that being said, we're going to go ahead and move to our next character real quick and give them a chance to have the spotlight as well. So, Sandy, it is your turn.
Okay.
Yep, so it is morning, it is the prince's name day. What are you doing?
It's up to me, huh? I am, right now I'm kind of, I didn't think about this. Well, I guess I'd be looking, like, hiding outside the, the prince's, like, bedroom, just observing, making sure that no one gets past the guards and whatnot. This is a very important day.
Okay. Yeah, and that's easy enough to do. This is just another thing for you, kind of, just another Monday kind of deal.
Yeah, well, except I'm specifically looking out for the prince because this may be more prone to an assassination attempt, as it being the day.
Yeah, so I will say that you have been kind of listening and looking for a little bit, and finally, one of the king's rangers approaches you. Her name is Serena Mintthorn. You know her as Thaddeus Sugardrop's wife. She is 6 foot tall compared to his 2 foot tall. She's unofficially taken over the prince's teachings for, like, tracking, hunting, general scouting. But she is the head of the rangers for the king. Get your nose out of my ass, sir. Sorry, dogs. That was awkward. I love my brain. Anyway. So yeah, she's like the head of the hunting pack, the rangers, just kind of the all around, oh, you need somebody sniped? We got you. We don't do the close-up assassinations, but we can snipe.
Right.
And she walks over, offers you a kind smile. I do hope I'm not finding you at a bad time, Sandy, but I was just made aware that the prince and his cousin have absconded for the morning.
Well then. I was just starting to get tired anyway, and drowse off a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't want you getting stuck here all day on a pointless post. I've been there before. It's never fun. But, that being said, I did hear tell that they were heading to I suppose the best way I can put this is a inn of ill repute.
Well, I will go keep watch on them. In secret, of course.
Of course, I didn't see anything.
of course not. And then so I'm gonna go head over to that place.
Aha! I got the maps to work. Sorry, did not mean to just shout like that. So, real quick for our viewers at home, this is what the Sugar Plum Fairy Shrine looks like. And it is activated so you guys can all see it now, too.
Cool.
So, like, this aura is actually the light being given off by the statue, and then these rock candy formations here are actually glowing.
Once again, I don't actually see anything. I've just got a black screen.
I hate this. I hate this program. I hate this program. Skelly, I
Sorry.
hate this program. Is that any better?
I see it.
Still black.
Make sure you're not.
Can you
Try scrolling.
Can you
Like,
see it
with your
now?
right click.
I'm dragging around. I can't see anything.
I popped your token in here. You should be able to see something.
I'll try refreshing.
You might have to, because I had to refresh the browser to get the maps to work. But anyway, yeah, so for the folks at home, this is what the Temple of the Sweetening Path, aka the Sugar Plum Fairy Shrine, looks like.
Now I've got it. Apologies.
And for our viewers, my character talks like that because she's missing some teeth.
Alright, so it doesn't take you long to figure out that they're heading towards this inn that's famous for having, you know, topless brunch and everything.
Mm-hmm. Should I stealth check?
If you were trying to be sneaky, then yes. Go ahead and make me a stealth, and because you are trying to get there without anybody knowing where you're going, I will say you can roll it at advantage.
Okay. Okay.
And let me know what you got. 23?
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll my die here. It's a fucking 3. Nobody sees shit. Anyway, so I will say that you almost get caught a couple of times, but you manage to slip in and out easily, and it's easy enough for you to find where the place is because you see Anise posted up outside, kind of leaning against the wall, just like, I don't need to see this shit.
Yep. I'll probably look up and see you and just look back down.
Well, for that, because they're stealthing, you'll have to make a perception check.
Will do.
It's got to be to 23.
Yeah.
No, roll. Advantage. Roll.
Hey, that's pretty big.
Why did it?
Wait, why did it go to... If you rolled 17... Oh, plus 14? Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be 23.
Yes. Why did it go to 31?
Wait, no. So 8, 9, 10, 11.
Do you have it still set as doing advantage?
It may. I may. Yeah, I rolled advantage because it had the A next to it. A perception.
Well, either way, it is enough that you do catch wind of where Sandy is.
Yep. Yep, so I'll give him a quick nod and then go back to listening.
All right. So yeah, that's... You come up across him, leaning up against the wall. He gives you a nod. Inside, you can hear general hustle and bustle of the inn. You know, just people getting excited for what's coming up, and you know, general morning business. And while that is happening, real quick, since you guys are meeting up over there, we have the final member of our party to be introduced, and perfect timing. Kasagai Lychee, where are you this lovely name day morning for Cinnamal?
She's likely in her study, going over. I'm sorry. She's
you're
a
good.
tutor. She's a tutor, right?
Yeah, so
Okay. She's then going over lesson plans.
yeah, she has been tasked with the education of the young Prince Cinnamal.
So yes, she's currently in her study. She is going over lesson plans that she had hoped to go over with him before his name day celebration.
So you're not aware of the fact that he has left with Lem, and that, you know, as far as you know, he's just sleeping in because he likes to sleep in.
Yeah. She has likely sent a maid to go collect him.
Okay, so it's been about 10, 15 minutes or so, because as you can see, the size of the castle is fucking huge. There's a gentle knock at the door, just tap, tap, tap.
Come in.
Much forgiveness, my lady, but, it would seem that, his highness is, not in his quarters?
Well, that's odd. Where would he be?
Is this a bad time to also mention that the Dowager Queen is also not in the castle, and I'm pretty sure I saw Anise heading towards the town after. I think that he and probably the young prince's cousin, and she looks a little irritated when she says that, perhaps absconded with him again. She sighs and looks down at her papers. There is the imperceptible crinkling of papers as her fingers curl into her lesson plan. But she's all smiles. She's all sweetness and light. And she goes, well, it is his name day. It cannot be avoided that his cousin, she says in the same tone as the maid, would throw everybody's plans off to cater to his own whims. Well, I must go fetch him then, because there are many important things we must go over before his name day. If I may, your royal tutorness, I'm not sure this is a guarantee, but I've heard wind of that he might be at a rather shady inn of ill repute.
A brothel. Melinda, we're both adults. We can say the word brothel. It is not an illegal word.
As soon as you say that, this poor, like, creamsicle candy girl just turns bright pink, and it's just She walks over, and gently takes her hands and says,
My dear, I may be the royal tutor, but I am no different than you. I came from the mountains. I am not born and bred in this world. It is all right to talk to me like a normal person. I do not put on airs, you know that. I do not expect you to feel pressured to speak to me as you would one of royal birth.
Oh no, it's not that, Mom. It's that, such obscenities are frowned upon by the bulb. May it forever burn.
Very true. But unfortunately, it is the fact of life that we cannot control every facet of life. The good comes with the bad. You understand.
Of course, Mom. But here, and she hands you a slip of paper with the name of the inn on it, and just, this is where, rumor has it that the prince and his cousin were going.
Thank you, my dear. You may return to your duties.
Thank you, Mom. And she hurries out. Her face is, like, almost matching that streak of pink braid you have in your hair.
So she grabs her satchel and she stuffs the lesson plans in it, because if he's not going to come to his lessons, the lessons are going to go to him, and she doesn't care if he's surrounded by titties. He's going to learn the names of the people who are going to be at that party.
Why am I just picturing that scene from Anastasia? Just now we memorize the names of the royalty.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So, sorry, I need to. Oh, I wasn't expecting shit to go this fucking crazy right off the bat. This is amazing. I'm loving this. Yeah. So, I didn't have an inn prepared, so we'll just go ahead and move to the city map. I don't know why I didn't have an inn prepared. I will warn you, this map is very pink.
Very pink. We love the pink map.
Because...
Oh!
So
That's a flat... You said
Oh,
pink.
wow. I
Not
mean, don't
a
threaten me.
bang.
So, for those who don't know, Candia is literally made of, like, pink sugar grass, pink mountains, purple trees. It is pink, purple, and Easter colors, basically.
it looks like a unicorn threw up on the map.
That's pretty much how Brendan described it when he said he was making the maps for Candia.
Fair enough.
My food is here.
Hats
I'll
off to
be
you.
right back. 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2.
Alright, so... Sorry, did Bilo say they were going AFK?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, it is so hard to stay in character right now. With all y'all's shenanigans, it is so hard to stay in character.
You're welcome.
We
Like-
try.
I love running vampire, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I need something a little more lighthearted like this to keep my brain sane.
I'm absolutely loving this. Thanks for having me in this.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I encourage all the shenanigans in my games. Alright, well, while we wait for Bilo to get back, let's go ahead and go back to Cinna and Lem.
Hell yeah.
Go do a crime. Anyway, so you guys are inside.
Uh-huh.
Lem, have you messaged ahead in any way, shape, or form asking for a VIP birthday boy table, or are you just gonna try and blend in?
Oh no, he asked for it last night. He's been planning this for a week.
Yeah, I have a feeling you were planning this for a while. You're that sort of guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, so by the time you guys get in there and get set up, you do have, like, the usual girls who know you very well at this point, Lem. Like, you walk in there just like, oh, it's our favorite! And a couple more who are like, oh god, he's back. But set up in the center of the room, facing the stage, because this is...
Oh.
It is an inn, but it's also a very much like a burlesque brothel kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the table is set up with, like, sprinkles are all over it in place of confetti. There's a couple of licorice candles in the middle that are going strong. There's a little note card that says happy birthday on it.
I'm
and
back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And yes, as you guys walk over to your table, a very scantily clad black licorice woman who is very curvy immediately goes over and sits on Lem's lap and just, you haven't talked to me in 3 days.
Oh, I'm very sorry, darling. You know, I do notice a new perfume you're trying. It's very nice, suits you very well.
It's the same one as last week.
Ah. Perhaps it's just the air. Anyway, I would like you to introduce you to the guest of honor. It is my cousin's birthday.
She pauses, looks over at your cousin, gets a big smile, acts like you suddenly do not exist.
He intended for that to happen. He's like, fuck, I thought she was wearing a new perfume.
Quick, throw the cousin under the bus.
Literally.
Hey, love, could you get some hot water for tea, please? Thank you.
It's okay, Lem, right?
Yeah. And so, as she walks over, she sits on the edge of the table, her skirt rides up, and you can see that she may or may not be wearing underclothes underneath that skirt with how high the slit is. And she has one leg crossed over the other, you know, doing the very typical, you know, squish the boobs together with the arm trick and just, well, it's nice to see a new face around here.
Well, hello. It's very nice to meet you as well.
You know, I hear it's another special person's name day. I hear it's the prince's name day. That wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps, perhaps not.
I'm just gonna roll his eyes as he takes a sip. Like, oh my god, my cousin.
He's trying. Okay.
I go ahead and like try not to yelp at that, but there's a slight twitch as he moves in tandem to the force of your kick. So he's like, yes, that would be me.
As soon as you say that, she leans in even closer, without even hesitating, grabs you by, like, puts her hands on either side of your head and pulls your face directly into her cleavage.
Oh.
Well, and a happy birthday to you too, Your Highness. She holds you there for a minute and then lets go. Basically, she's just like, you know what? He gets a freebie. It's his birthday.
Congrats on your first motorboat, cousin.
I'm sorry you had to be stuck with lesser company. And she kind of gives Lem this look of, I'm gonna bitch slap the fuck out of you when I get the chance.
Lem gives a very playful, offended look. He knows she can't stay mad at him.
She can try.
Not with how much he tips her.
This is true. He can certainly try, though. About the time that the scene with the cleavage is happening, Cerise, you and Gruffy walk in.
Uh-oh.
You walk in just in time to see Cinnamal, like, pulling his head out of this beautiful licorice woman's cleavage, and, like, even with the red candy, you can still tell he's blushing a little bit.
Oh, well, don't let me ruin your fun.
Oh,
Go ahead, here. But I mean, I thought I taught you better. Yeah, you need to at least tip the lady first. She's gonna start putting some, she's gonna start piling some old lady candy, in front of her grandson, and winks at the licorice lady.
The licorice lady smiles and goes, "Oh, don't worry. I have your usual table prepared."
Good. All right, and she looks over to her gummy bear knight and she says, "Shall we?"
He is staring at his feet. He's just like, "Yes, ma'am, let's go."
He's so cute.
He's trying his hardest to be modest. Like, he's keeping his gaze low. His visor is blocking just the right amount of his eyes that he can see where he's walking, but not see past, like, their ankles. He looks very, very awkward right now.
She's like, "Well, you can wait outside if you'd like. If you're not feeling this."
I don't want to leave you alone. It's a big day, and on top of that, it's all right. It'll be all right.
I'm
All right.
going to attempt to sneak in with them.
All right, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
This will be awkward.
yeah, it's already awkward for Cinnamal because he was blushing.
Just a
He's now
normal one?
blushing even more because his grandmother came in like.
And just
his
gave him.
grandma has a usual table. He now has the knowledge that his grandma comes here.
Yeah, like,
mean,
oh,
like,
this is where you go, Grandma.
Give me 2 seconds. I need
That's
to
a
grab something to
normal
drink.
check?
You're good.
Yes, normal check.
Okay.
Say, plot twist, she paid early to have a table.
I rolled an 8.
Oh.
The disembodied voice speaks. Q will be back shortly.
Thank you, disembodied voice.
God.
Yeah.
We gotta say it like we do in school. Thank you, disembodied voice.
What, like an AA meeting?
Yeah.
I disembodied voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. My name's
And he's back.
No, continue. No, I'm joking. It's
What
fine.
was that stealth check?
8.
Cerise, go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, okay.
Me or
If
did you say Anise?
no, Cerise.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I noticed we have some very similar some similar names in here.
It's okay. I had to run an entire campaign for a group of goblins, and every single one of them was named different variations of Bob.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I rolled a 2 plus my dex, plus my wisdom, which is not very high, so like a 4.
Okay, yeah, you do manage to sneak in behind them. And yeah, so Cerise, you are led to a table that's not really in the back. It's towards like more the middle of where the just general people walk through, and a lot of the servers will stop and talk to you, kind of place. But you are in perfect direct line of sight to where your grandson and Lem are sitting, and honestly, even with Gruffy being adorably awkward, you're kind of living for this.
Oh yeah, this is great. I was gonna say this is all she ever wanted out of life.
To be able to embarrass her grandson.
Embarrass her grandson. That's her purpose.
Valid. Yeah, so you guys are enjoying your brunch and everything. Anise, are you just gonna hang outside for this ordeal?
Big scary Anise.
Anise?
Apologies, I was muted again.
You're good. I do that all the time.
I'm going to keep guard because I'm listening in, basically against the wall, like you said, eyes closed, listening in, and seeing if I can pick up the scent of it. Anything like gold, steel, or blood.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
if any of those happen, then I'm in there.
Valid. Honestly, from what you pick up, it's just another business day. Obviously, they're a little more excited because, well, oh my gosh, there's royalty visiting us, and, oh my gosh, it's the prince's name day. It's a little more excited than normal, but nothing that seems threatening outright.
Of course. He's technically 18 now, so I'm letting him forge his own path. But
sort
here
of.
if anyone tries to cause trouble.
Valid. As you are standing there, Anise, you hear the angry stomping and muttering of the prince's tutor coming up the path.
Oh.
And it's very rare for anybody to see her. Really, she only spends time with Cerise, the queen, and the prince. Like, she never leaves her study.
This is Kasagai.
Yes.
And stomping, I thought Kasagai had a Lamia form.
She is in a human form, as
okay.
Lamia are not exactly welcome.
So that was actually going to be a reveal later on.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I just got confused.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this current form, she's able to use her feet and start stomping angrily.
Okay. My apologies.
No, you're good. I'm sure we'll forget between now and then.
I'll just give her a nod.
She just
say,
flicks
welcome.
Unnaturally yellow eyes in your direction, brisk nod, and then walks inside.
Yeah, you walk inside, you see the Dowager Queen sitting with a very flustered gummy bear. You see the prince and Lem at the front. Lem is looking devious as always. Poor Cinnamal looks like he wants to kind of vanish a little bit because, oh god, my grandmother's here.
But at the same time, I'm like excited to be here because I'm like looking at everything like, oh, what is this?
Ooh, naked people.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
half naked, but still.
Yeah.
Tasteful nudity.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, like, there are topless men and women walking around serving tables. There's a couple of girls dancing on stage, just kind of doing the club shuffle, the left to the right to the left. And yeah, it's definitely not a family brunch place.
As Kasagai enters, she removes the cloak she was wearing and hangs it up, and it becomes very apparent that, you know, her skin color, is kind of like this soft, like ocean blue color. Not a typical candy color you see in Candia. There are many different colors of blue, but not quite this warm ocean color. And it almost seems like on her, what looks like totally normal skin are almost reflections of scales. In the low light of the brothel, and she stands about 6'2", with her hair tightly coiled and pulled back in a neat ponytail, where there are shocks of pink and green and yellow throughout it. And it is her eyes that stand out the most. They seem to almost glow in the din of the brothel, and her slitted pupils lock right onto the prince. And she walks up to him.
I was going to say, as I'm looking around, do I see her, or am I just amazed?
I was about to say, let's have you do a perception check at disadvantage, because there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah,
There's a lot of boobs.
So many boobs.
Thanks, Lem.
Best cousin ever.
Oh yeah.
Best cousin ever. 9, yeah.
Honestly, because she's not actively hiding, it takes you a minute, but you do see her when she's about halfway towards your table.
As soon as I see her, I grab Lem's arm and go, oh shit. And even though I know she sees me, I'm assuming the table, you can, like, duck under it.
Oh, easily.
I know she already saw me, but I'm just gonna duck on the table anyways.
Just like, nope, it's like the T-Rex. If you don't move, she can't see you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know she saw me, but...
Is he pulling Lem under the table?
I believe he is pulling Lem under the table.
Oh, then Lem's gonna make it. Jeez, cousin. Normally, I would approve of any lewd behavior, but skirt picking is not allowed in these places.
No. Kasagai is here. She
Your
literally
tutor?
just came in. Yes,
You're a very attractive tutor. Oh, does she work here?
No, Lem. She's coming here to go ahead and either drag me to class or just embarrass me in here.
Oh, so distraction? I think is necessary.
About this time, Kasagai, you get to the table.
Leans a hand on it, and she smiles very sweetly to the black licorice woman, and she says,
My dear, I was wondering, would 5 gold pieces be enough to loosen your tongue as to where the prince is?
Normally, I would say no, but considering who's with him, you could have gotten it for 1 gold piece.
5 gold pieces for your troubles, my darling.
She kind of smiles, takes the gold, and then she just uses the tip of her high heel to lift the tablecloth up.
I wish I vanished.
Lem's gonna look up with his very charming smile like, greetings, Miss Kasagai. Are you here for the festivities as well?
No, I am not. Prince Cinnamal, please stand up. You are a prince, not an urchin child.
Oh no, of course not, ma'am. We were just finding something under the table, and I pretend to look for something, and just like, yes. And I go ahead and straighten myself up. What brings you here? It's quite surprising to see you here. You here to enjoy? Please, enjoy yourself.
the smile on her face is not friendly.
Uh-oh.
You can see she never really has many emotions. She's usually very quiet, docile, polite, but you can see behind those eyes there is a fury that you have not yet tapped.
No, my prince. You see, your mother made it very clear yesterday that you were to have a lesson before your name day to go over the guests of the party. And to my surprise, my shock, you have shirked your lesson, leaving me in quite a state. Must I report this to your queen mother?
Oh, of course not, ma'am. I was going to go ahead and go directly to my lessons after this, and I go ahead and like move my boot, kicking Lem in the foot, very oily, like fuck you.
Very Merry and Pippin.
Exactly. I was going to go straight away to my lessons, ma'am, after this.
Stop it.
Truly.
Stop it. Stop it.
Unless, of course, you meant for me to have come earlier, well, no one came to fetch me.
I do recall sending a maid to your room to fetch you. She
Oh,
told me you weren't there.
Well, she did arrive a bit too late. I didn't even realize that she was sent.
Well, excuses aside, my prince.
And she reaches into her satchel.
I have brought the names, so we may go over them.
Here?
If you do not come to your lessons must come to you.
Lem's gonna snicker behind his hand and behind his cup as he takes a big sip of his drink.
I kick you again. And I go, no, ma'am. I go ahead and be like, no, I believe I will follow. And I look sad, but I know that it's like, if I don't, she will embarrass me here in front of these lovely ladies and gents.
I mean, we're already here. You have wasted most of the morning already, so sit down. We're going to have our lesson now.
If you stay there, I mean, it's quite distracting here. Are you sure you don't want to take it elsewhere?
As soon as you say that, two very buff peppermint lumberjacks walk by in just their pants and suspenders, and then right behind them is a very muscular, like 6'5" peppermint lumberjack lady who has a big old axe over her shoulder.
Lem's gonna
I am
whistle.
not distracted. Are you distracted?
Who said that I was distracted, ma'am? I was just saying this place could be a distraction.
She looks around, lifts her eyebrows, and says,
I see no distraction here. If you can have your lesson in my study, you can have your lesson here in the brothel.
I don't think you would want to call this establishment a brothel, ma'am. I say it lower to her. Like, lowered my voice and said that to her. Like, I don't think the term is brothel, ma'am, but of course, whatever you say.
Lem's gonna lean over. He's like, I agree with your tutor, cousin. I am very focused on something right now.
You fucking hoe.
Yeah,
I roll my eyes. I try so hard not to roll my eyes out of my head. Hearing Lem say that, and I'll go. And I take it that Lem isn't joining in the lesson.
It is not my naming day.
He is not a prince.
But you take the classes as well, Lem.
Yeah.
Technically, he's not a prince, but he is still higher up in the royalty. He is the son of the, excuse me, I believe it's the Duke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lem is a duke.
Well, Lem is the son of a Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is still technically royalty, and he does still technically need to learn this stuff, but you were mostly tasked with taking care of Cinnamal.
Sorry, I'm eating a burger really quick.
You're good.
That and Lem never really paid attention to the lessons.
Of course, I'm just trying to drag you down with me.
It's called throwing your friend under the bus. God. Get with the program, Lem. Turnabout is fair play, motherfucker. So yeah, do you just go over the lesson here in the middle of the inn?
Oh yeah, she
Oh.
does.
Oh my god.
Cerise, you see this. Do you do anything to stop the bullshit?
I'll say I did shoot a quick glance at my grandma before I am tortured by this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, no, she just she looks over and she waves and just like pretends that she's deaf as she hears your cries across the brothel. And she just like kind of comes over and kind of does like puts a hand on your shoulder, says my prince, don't be shirking your duties now. I mean, have some class. We're in a brothel after all. And then she's gonna walk back to her table and chill out for a little bit longer. Just hanging out, watching, throwing candy at the performers and the waitresses, and just vibing, just having a good time. She doesn't go out very much, and she's at that point in her life where she just doesn't care anymore. She's not the queen. It doesn't matter.
She's hit that point of like, go ahead and arrest me. I'll be dead before the paperwork is done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how my grandmother always put it.
Yeah, perhaps if we were in a different location, she would not be acting like this. But she's Candia. We can have a good time.
Exactly. I will say that you guys are probably here for about an hour or so before it comes time for you to head back to the castle. I do require from our lovely prince, though.
See?
I need you to go ahead and make me a history check at disadvantage.
Woo.
Because there's a lot of distractions going on. A lot of distractions.
I was trying to tell Miss Kasagai about that, and she wouldn't listen. If she wants me to understand her lesson, you need to be quiet. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out what the dice say.
9.
Is that the lower?
The number 9 loves me tonight.
9? Okay, yeah, so unfortunately it just doesn't quite stick. Like, some of the names sound familiar, like, you know that Lord Crawler is your father's old war buddy, and, you know, they tell stories about how, you know, oh, we fought together during the war, and we defended one another, and I held your hair for you when you got sick after drinking with that one person that one time. And, like, you remember a couple of other names. Like, you're not sure who this person is, but you do remember that Manta Ray is an important name, and it's oh my god, what is that woman doing with her hand over there? And unfortunately it just doesn't really stick today.
Yeah, not quite. I was hoping she'd understand, but unfortunately not. So not my fault.
But by the time
that's his attitude. He's like, well, I tried.
You wanted to do this, not me.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, after an hour or so, the entire group probably starts heading back to the castle, because it is getting closer to time for guests to start arriving, and you got to make sure that you're put together and not flustered beyond all belief.
Exactly.
Does Amy want to do anything either before they leave or on the way back to the castle?
Okay.
I'm good. I'll just fall in behind as they head back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be on the lookout for any suspicious individuals that may be following us.
Okay, give me 3 perception checks and hold the number for a second.
Okay, let's see. Perception. 1, 2. Okay.
I'd probably be doing the same, actually.
Alright, also make me 3 perceptions and hold the number. So, as you guys are getting ready to leave, Lem gets a note from a messenger saying that he's needed elsewhere desperately, and he just kind of waves and goes, "Okay, guys, have fun. I'll see you back at the castle," and pieces out.
Bye. Peace.
That being said, Cerise and Kasagai and Cinnamal. Anise, Sandy, and Gruffy are all kind of keeping watch as they guide you guys back to the castle. Are the three of you guys talking about anything or doing anything?
I'm not. I'm just like you said, watching and listening.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go ahead and speak with Grandma, and basically just aside from the, like, banter of conversation, like how was your morning, that sort of thing. I'm going to ask her, so what do you think today's going to hold today, Grandmother? You think it's going to go well, or?
Well, sweetheart, I think what's going to happen is we're going to walk into that room, and we're going to have to deal with a bunch of suck-ups the entire night. But I know you, and I know you're going to be able to work them, and you are going to be, and I'm so proud of you. You've grown up so much, my sweet boy.
Oh, thanks, Grandma. Please just don't cry. No, seriously.
Yeah, she's not. She's. Oh, I don't. Oh, I only cry when I mean to. Don't worry. I'm just. I am. I know we give you a hard time, but honestly, you've grown up to be such a strong, wonderful man, and I'm just. You've got this. It's going to go well. I wouldn't worry about a thing. And if something is going wrong, don't ask me, ask your mother.
What if Mother is the problem?
She laughs at that. She's like, oh my boy, your mother is such a stick in the mud sometimes. But she's got a good heart, and I know she'll steer you right, even if it doesn't feel like it. I don't think she would lead you astray.
Oh no, I know she won't. It's just she does it way too often. It gets a bit repetitive, monotonous. Sometimes I wish she'd just give me some slack on some things, but I understand, I suppose.
Well, do you think I gave her any? Do you think I or your grandfather gave her any slack when she was growing up? Of course not. I do what I do because you're my grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
I've done my part. I did my time.
Of course, Grandmother. I was not. You just go ahead and fall silent. Like, no, of course not. I wasn't saying anything of the sort.
I mean, your mother has gotten into some shenanigans. There was one time where, and she just starts going into some long-winded stories about childhood that she will not stop unless someone stops her. And then there was the time she rearranged the Sugar Plum Fairy's shrine, and oh my goodness, if the Sugar Plum Fairy hadn't beaten her first, I would have done that. That's a little too much, but I mean, I would have given her a talking to or something. She had to clean the shrine for like the rest of the day. I was gonna say she put freaking she put bubblegum on that. That sticks.
So, as you guys are having this conversation and you come back to the castle gates, from just ahead of you, you hear and you look, and Cinnamal, your mother, is standing there looking very, very disappointed.
I just go ahead and meet her gaze, straightened up, of course, and just say, "Morning, Mother. Lovely day, isn't it?"
So, Queen Crema Pastille is a very lithe and very slim woman. She has a very lovely violet powdery skin tone, very reminiscent of like violet candies that they sell in the UK and stuff like that. And she wants to be mad, but part of her is looking at her mother just like, really, mother? Really?
I was gonna say, I feel like Cerise is in trouble too. She's gonna just she's just gonna smile, give a little wave, and start shuffling.
She knows she can't do anything to stop you, because the last time she tried, you reminded her who is whose mother here.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop.
Her son, on the other hand, she just walks over. She gives a nod to Anise and to Sandy. Just, thank you for ensuring that my son didn't do anything too reckless.
Of course, ma'am.
If you would like, there's libations being served for the guards and everything in the dining hall. Please help yourself. It's gonna be a long day.
Very well. And at that point, I mentioned to Sandy about that I saw a carriage that was damaged and had the sigil of the Dairy Isles on it, and request that he send some of his men to have a look at it. That we go and have a look at it. If he would like me to, I offered to go along. Sorry.
Sandy?
Sandy is going to actually preemptively go to the heraldry and go and try to get their attention.
Okay, so in that case, Anise, you would have seen Sandy heading off to go look at what they found out.
Okay.
But Gruffy does tell you that he can send at least a good 6 or 7 men with you, with your men, to go and investigate.
I don't have any men. I'm just me.
Right. Either way, he offers to have some of his men go in and look into it, since you and him are both expected to remain at the castle in case something goes wrong.
Okay, then I'm basically going wherever the prince is, unless ordered otherwise.
Well, you were offered to go get breakfast, basically, by the queen.
Yes. So I'd probably do that as quickly as, well, politely possible, shall we say.
Valid.
And then return to wherever the prince is and resume guard.
Sounds good. Sandy, the heraldry that you saw on that particular group, like, it was mostly the guards that were beat up, but it was a group of they were the gladiators of Senator Ciabatta. Senator Ciabatta is a rather hefty gentleman who is a literal walking, talking loaf of ciabatta bread with arms and legs. He is wearing a Roman-style toga with what would normally be like gold in our day and age, but it's made with like shined and preserved wheat grain woven into a laurel wreath that he wears. So everybody knows that Cerise is very much very much like a Roman Senate kind of deal. They don't necessarily have a ruler. They decide everything by Senate. Real quick, in chat, we have been gifted an inspiration. Who would you like to give the inspiration die to, my dude Arizona? Also, thank you, Raptor, for the hydrates. I'm sorry the sound alerts aren't working, guys. This is on my Streamlabs. This is not on Mags's, so I don't have all the stuffs. Armored ciabatta bread inspires me. Aw, that's awesome. But unfortunately, you can only give inspiration to one character. So which player character would you like to give inspiration to? Right now, nobody needs to pass a check, but you can give it to somebody as a backup. Anyway, so you recognize the sigil as the house of Senator Augustus Ciabatta, his gladiators look like they have been given like a royal ass kicking. A couple of them have like cracks in their crust. A couple of others have like where it looks like chunks were bitten out of them. Like you can see the teeth outline.
Right.
And they look worse for wear, but you can say you can see that like they're not dying, but they're dinged up. But Senator Ciabatta looks surprisingly unharmed. Like he has no scratches, there's no hangnails, no nothing.
Okay. When I get close enough to where I feel appropriate, I'm going to break stealth and inhale them.
Okay.
Like walk out from behind like a corner.
Let me know who you would love to give inspiration to, Raptor. Anyway, so yeah, you come out of stealth, you walk over, and a couple of the gladiators, like, they immediately pull up their shields, but they stop as soon as they realize that, you know, you have the crest of the royal family kind of on your tunic and everything, and they're just like, oh, okay, our bad. And Senator Ciabatta turns around, looks you up and down, and just, is this our welcoming party?
Actually, I was rather concerned for you.
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. No, it's we were forced to come through the mountain pass because of that storm that washed out the roads, and unfortunately there was just a couple of rather angry savage bears out there that hadn't had a bite to eat in some time, and I suppose my men looked well enough for the best of them.
Do I roll an insight to see if he's lying?
You can absolutely roll an insight to see if he's lying.
Okay. 21.
Seems like he's telling the truth. If anything, he seems more inconvenienced than anything.
Bears, huh? Well, that's very unfortunate. Why were you forced to take this route?
There was a storm a few days ago that washed out the road through the Al Dentes that we take through Terra usually, but that storm, unfortunately, forced us to go through Pagranos, which it's a whole thing, and I'm not going to bore my time with you with it. It's not like it matters to you what happened.
Oh, please. Oh, please. You'd be surprised about what I do and do not care about.
It's as I said, we had to go through Pangranos because the roads were washed out past the Al Dentes where we usually go.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna roll investigation to like look at their
injuries.
Yeah, injuries and basically see what I can glean from that.
In that case, go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Okay, medicine check.
Since you're specifically looking at the injuries, you know?
Ooh, 19.
A couple of the scratches and stuff look like they could be bear claws. The bites are a little more iffy, but also, like, because these guys are made of bread, it looks like they were bitten and torn, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
But
right.
From what it looks like at a glance, and from what you know of, like, from your line of work and everything, it looks like this could easily have been a bear attack.
Okay. Do I know if the storms were common, or if this was like a particularly bad storm?
Storms themselves are fairly common in this area, especially because Cerise is right up against like multiple coastlines. Because they're right up on the Bouillon Sea. They're also connected to the Soup Sea, the Starch Strait, the Brewers Coast. Like, it is not that uncommon for storms to roll through. This one was particularly bad, not like doomsday bad, but it was definitely worse than it has been.
Okay. And they're carrying goods, right?
They have some gifts for
Like,
the prince.
Okay. Um. Sorry to bother your time, but would you mind if I had a quick check on the gifts?
So, for a moment, he
I just want
hesitates. He hesitates
Okay,
for a moment, but then he just nods like, yes, whatever, do what you must do. More like you're inconveniencing it.
okay. So I go ahead and check those. So I do an investigation for that, or
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation.
20.
The gifts themselves, like, they're not anything inherently dangerous. They seem more like the cheap Hallmark gifts you would get that one cousin that you visit once in a blue moon because you just really don't like them, but there's nothing harmful in there.
Is there anything unusual about not like the kind of gifts, but like how do I put it? Like anything unusual about what is lacking?
No, not that you can see. Everything seems like it's in line and in order for as far as, like, a visit to a neighboring kingdom goes. Like,
Okay,
they're a
and
little bit
nothing
lighter
major
on the
then.
gifts. Like, other kingdoms have brought tons of gifts and everything, but, like, they brought the bare minimum.
Okay. And none of the goods are injured, right?
No, the goods are everything is all intact. Like, the wrapping paper here and there is a little dinged up, but other than that, everything's fine.
Well, I walk out and go to
The senator?
senator. Yeah.
Are you satisfied?
Yes, indeed. I mean, I am grateful for you sending gifts at all, so I am pleased to see that they're unharmed.
As you make that comment, he kind of gets this disgusted, like, he obviously didn't want to be here. He wants nothing to do with this, but he is required in his station and does not want to fucking be here. So he just kind of gives you one of those, ugh. Yes, well, see to it that it's delivered on time. I would like to retire to my quarters, as it's been a very eventful day, and I would like to freshen up before the festivities.
Okay. Can't think of anything else to do, so. Okay. Well, I am grateful for your time, and I just have one last question.
Yes.
Why are you so pristine, as it were, after the attack?
Because I didn't get out of the carriage.
Makes sense.
Go ahead and roll me a second perception check.
Okay. Perception 14.
As you're kind of looking everything over, you notice that the meeps, which, for those who don't know, meeps are these horse-sized sugary bird treats that are totally not related to a candy sold around Easter. Surprisingly, the meeps pulling the carriage are also unscathed.
I'm going to I'm so sorry, but I just can't help but ask more questions as I notice things. But what about your meeps?
What about them? They are intact. They got us here in one piece. Why are so many questions?
Well, I'm just curious how they avoided the bears.
If I could tell you how meeps avoided bears or how fucking butterscotch birds shit, I would not be working as a senator. I would be a god. May the bulb forever burn. If I could...
Insight check on that.
Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead and make an insight on that.
I forgot I get a bonus to +1 insight.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it's gonna use. So 17.
17 total?
Yeah.
You think he's mostly just irritated with you? Like, the constant questioning, he's probably just tired, from what you gathered? It's really hard to get a read on him right now. Like, between his emotional state and what you're assuming is exhaustion, it's really hard to get a drop on his personality right now and what he's kind of vibing with.
Okay. What about the meats themselves? Can I I'm going to do, what kind of check should I do for the meats?
Are you wanting to look for injuries? Are you wanting to check on their temperament?
I want to see if there's anything unusual about them, like maybe magically.
Ooh,
Would that be an
okay.
Arcana?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Okay. 9.
As far as you can tell, these are just abnormally, like, really abnormally calm meeps.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna make a persuasion and see if I could get him to I'm gonna say when you go to deliver your clothes, might I ask if if you might have a luxurious stay for just a day before you take off again. Persuasion.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion at disadvantage because he's already semi-hostile towards you.
Right, 9.
He just kind of rolls his eyes and swings his hand, just like, okay, yeah, whatever, move along. And just, men, take this to the palace. I am done dealing with this. And he gives you this look like, if a Karen could be a D&D character, it'd be that look, the I'm going to speak to your manager look.
Mm-hmm.
And he just immediately storms off towards the castle.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to follow, but stealthily. Actually, I probably can't keep up with them, can I?
No, given that they are already walking away and they're walking at a brisk march, it would be a little more difficult for you to keep up with them. If you'd like to head back to the castle, though, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll head back to the castle.
All right. Real quick, we're going to bounce back to Cinnamal and his mother. So, Cinnamal, your mother leads you to the balcony overlooking the entirety of Candia. If I can get the tokens over here, that would be great.
Everything the light touches will soon be yours.
Whether you like it or not. And then, just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to use this as her. And she's standing over here at the edge, overlooking the city. You can place yourself wherever you'd like.
Okay.
You should be able to control your character.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
there
be
it
like
is.
right there.
So, I hear you had quite the adventurous morning.
Yes, mother. I did.
Well, while I would say that I'm disappointed and surprised, I can say that I am neither. Though I had hoped you would at least wait until after your lesson to go gallivanting out with Lem.
Well, I kinda had no choice.
I understand. These things happen. The world has been changing rather quickly these past few years, and I worry. I worry for you and your future.
Of course, mother. I understand that.
As soon as you say that, your father walks in with a big smile on his face. He looks a lot like you, with the very much like a hot tamale candy with the bright shiny skin and he has a very similar facial hair that you do, and just smiles and, "There's my name day boy."
Hello, father.
He walks over, gives you a big hug, completely ignoring the fact that your mother was in the middle of lecturing you.
I go ahead and hug him back, almost tentatively, because mother is right there, and I'm like, yeah, Dad.
He pauses, notices the look on your mom's face, looks at you, looks at your mom, just, oh crap. He steps back and just kind of head down, hands in front of him, just like, yes, ma'am. And she pauses a moment. Crema takes a moment to collect herself and just, "I'm glad you're here, dear, because I received a letter that I wanted to discuss with you before the name day celebrations happened." And he kind of nods and just, "Yep, nope, I'm here. I am listening. Yes, ma'am." And
with that,
Mhm.
sorry.
Go ahead.
With that, I'm gonna say, do you want me here or give you a moment?
You need to be here for this.
Okay.
And from her sleeve, she pulls out a beautifully preserved fructarian, like, fruit leather scroll that has the symbol of the Concord Emperor in the wax seal.
Ooh. Okay.
My dear, my love, I know that you and Emperor Univo have gone back many years. You were friends, you fought in the war together, you helped bring him to the throne, but it would seem that his Highness has fallen ill and is not foreseen to survive the rest of the year. And your dad immediately gets kind of crestfallen, just, oh crap.
My eyes sort of, like the tennis or ping pong ball. Watch, look at the balls between them, and seeing my dad's expression, change. I can tell this is serious. So I just stand there with my, arms crossed behind my back, and just being very solemn as I just listen in on this, watching.
Mm-hmm. And she unfurls the scroll, lets your father read it, and then looks at you and just... Normally, I would not agree to such circumstances, but given that today is in fact your 18th name day, and, well, you were to be named heir to your father's throne, there may be a change in plans. As you know, the Concord Emperor, if you pay attention to your lessons, you do pay attention to your lessons, don't you?
Yes, Mother, of course. I say that, almost a bit too quickly.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Yes, Mother.
She is going to cast detect bullshit all over that.
15.
She rolled an 18, so she can tell the bullshit a mile away.
Yeah.
She just shakes her head and just, well, I suppose the cliff notes of it would be that the Emperor is picked via a tournament to avoid any one kingdom holding the throne for any period longer than the others. And given that he is our first Emperor, it seems that our first tournament is being held. It is asked that every kingdom send at least 3 eligible fighters to compete in the tournament who we feel would be best suited for the role of the Emperor should the inevitable happen.
I believe I heard something like that in the lessons, Mother, yes. And what does it have to pertain to me?
Because it is tradition that either the king, she nods to her husband, or the first heir attend such tournaments and compete.
Okay, and Father is going to compete, isn't he? And I look toward Father like, you are going to, aren't you?
He kind of looks up at the ceiling, does the hand behind the head, just like, fine, is that crack always there? I've never noticed that crack before. I should get that looked at.
Father.
I, unfortunately, will not be allowed to compete. Your mother and I have spoken, and given that injury I took to my knee last fall, let's just say your mother made a very convincing argument as to why I should not get back in the arena.
So you're gonna go ahead and send me instead?
It won't just be you, darling.
Okay, who else is coming with? Am I allowed to know?
Absolutely. I would never keep this from you. This is a delicate situation we've yet to handle before. This is the first time for the entire kingdom, so you can understand why this is a little strange for us to try to do, but I would send you immediately. My first choice would be, as much as I tolerate his shenanigans, Lemonus. And if permitted, of course, at the very least, I would send you with Anise, but I may have you go with a few others just to ensure that your studies are being seen to while you are gone, because of course, your tutor should go with you for safety's sake.
I go ahead and kind of look away, but yes, mother.
Just the damn it.
Damn it, I thought I was scot-free.
And given her taste for taking care of things on the more quiet level, I would have to insist that Sandy go with you as well.
Okay.
This is not something I wanted to do, especially on your name day, but the letter is stating that the tournament takes place in less than a week, so you would have to leave on the morrow.
Oh. Okay. He is not quite sure how to handle this or process the information. Of course, it just put on him so suddenly. So, he kind of thinks to himself, maybe it was a good thing I kind of had an hour-ish of freedom before all this. And he'll look towards his mother and say, I'll go ahead and do it as it shall be so for you and father.
You know I would not ask this of you if we had another choice.
Of course, mother.
But that being said, I do trust that you will do your best, and don't worry, this tournament is more of a peacocking than anything. Mostly has-been nobles and those who wish they could have fought in the war, seeking their glory days, just people who need a break from the monotony. And whilst I know combat is not your preferred thing, I have every faith you will do your best. And your father just claps a strong hand on your back, just thump. Just, my son will do great.
I just go ahead and give a smile, and I'll say it's genuine. And I'll go ahead and do my very damnedest with both of you and this kingdom.
Couldn't have asked for anything better, son. Now, do me a favor and do not tell your grandmother. Cerise, where are you? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say she's been in her room with regard, just hanging out.
Okay, so no chance of her hearing that by accident.
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because, I know how, and I say this lovingly, old women tend to be sneaky, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, totally. I was gonna say, it's one of those where if we want to keep secrets, we can find them out later. Exactly.
But yeah, no, your dad looks very much like, please, for the love of God, do not tell your grandmother. I am not going to I'm not dealing with that headache, okay?
Sure. He looks so confused, but he's like, yeah, sure, Dad.
Yeah, 'cause, as far as you know, your grandma's, the coolest person ever.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Dad? She's so cool. And I have to keep this awesome thing away from her, secret? Oh, damn. Alright.
And Crema gives your dad a very disapproving look and just... A letter was sent to your grandmother as well. She is aware of the situation. And just at the top of his lungs, Bulb! Damn it! Why must the old crow always be in the loop? Do you remember, dear, your father served with my father during the war. They've served with the Emperor, so it's only to be expected. Besides, you know she never misses a chance to go to the capital. I know, it doesn't have to like it. Last time we had to send so much in taxes to cover the chaos that was caused.
For saying, you kind of hear like a really, you kind of like hear just no, I'm more tactful than that.
Is this where she finally walks in?
Yep.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay, Grandma.
And she says, so what is this about putting my dear darling grandson in harm's way?
As soon as you show up, King Brock almost jumps over the railing because of how suddenly you appear. But his wife catches him by the belt just like, no, you fucking don't, you bitch.
Can I roll intimidation to give him one of those, like, terrifying... You know, like the parrot glare? Like the one that seeps into your soul?
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
Yes. Bear with me one moment. I'm horrified that this is where I wasted my nat 20.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
But I'm also glad that this is where I wasted my nat 20, because truthfully, if I failed it, I probably would have used that inspiration my dude gave me.
Okay, yeah, no, as soon as you look at him, he immediately sits down on the bench there, head down, just like, I'm so sorry, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, and she looks and she looks at her daughter and just says, I trust you'll give him all the necessary preparations, who's who not to talk to. Because, like, as we all know, the boy doesn't listen to his lessons.
Unfortunately, that's just a fact of life, it would seem, but I do have every intention of sitting with him after the celebrations this evening, and if not instructing him, at least giving him a list to read on the way to the capital.
You know I'm right here, right?
Oh, sweetie, yes, we know. And she just kind of like, leans in, like, a little conspiratorial look, and she says, remember, your intuition is the best tool. You don't have to say, your education is, when it comes to education, actual, like, learning is really not that important, but my God, it's important to know who's who. I would say your first, she kind of sobers up a moment. She just says, when we have a minute, after you're done reviewing some things with your mother, I would like to have a chat with you if there is time before we go to discuss some of the major players and who to watch out for.
I'll say that he goes ahead and just gives you a nod and say, of course, grandmother.
She ruffles your hair and walks away. Going.
I fix my hair immediately.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so the rest of the conversation is just basically, you know, you get the letter so you can read it over, and it just reads that the first ever crown tournament to decide the one to take over the throne after the emperor passes away is going to be held. Please send at least 3 of your best fighters to compete in this tournament. There will be jousting, there will be sword fighting, there will be archery. There's a big reminder that says, remember, no magic is outlawed, etc., etc. And then you do notice that it is signed not by the emperor or, like, the emperor's daughter, but it's actually signed by the High Imperator of the church. Of the bulb.
Very well.
what is her name? Damn it.
Is it Brassica?
No, it's the other one.
Alfredi?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's signed by Alfredi, who is like the highest of high. She's like the Judge Frollo of the cathedral. Without being creepy, of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Upon seeing that, reading it over and such, and seeing that it's signed by Alfredi, which I'm gonna say is not come as a surprise to me, considering the Emperor has fallen ill, and perhaps his daughter just couldn't send it. And I'll go ahead and hand the letter back to Mother if she wanted it, or if she wanted me to keep it.
She just kind of motions for you to hold on to it, because she's certain that you might need that information later on. Because, your lessons took so well.
They did, Mom, okay? Some aspects probably didn't hold on, but others did. I promise.
Your father walks over. He hands you a very, very well-wrapped wooden box. And he hands you this box and smiles and goes, "This belonged to your grandfather, and he wanted you to have it on your name day, so here you go."
Oh, already? Should I open it now?
If you'd like.
I mean, sure. He just feels awkward, like, oh, now? Okay. Because usually it's like after or during celebration.
Yeah, but it's also your 18th name day, and they know you're going to be busy.
I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I'll go ahead and open it. I'll, lay it down on the ground, kneeled, and open it.
Inside is a beautifully crafted, rainbow-handled flail. The chain itself looks like it's made of a hardened gummy substance that gives it a little bit of stretch, but it never looks like it will break. And the ball on the end of it looks like a hardened gummy cluster of sorts, about the size of, I want to say, God, what is the name of that thing? Like a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And on the outside of it are all these really beautiful but extremely sharp candy shards that have been embedded into it.
Okay.
And you have just been gifted the Flail of Meteor. I believe that's what I called it. Or Flail of Candy Meteor.
Close enough.
By the way, shout out to Otter Space Studios for creating that magic item. Otter Space did all the work on that one, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, thank you, Otter. I applaud you.
And you recognize this particular weapon because you've seen the paintings of your grandfather from the war wielding it like it was, nothing more than a piece of paper being flung around. And it itself is a very strong and very powerful weapon. And there was always, someday this will all be yours kind of talk with you and your father, but this is kind of when it's really, really setting in that, you're starting to slowly inherit the pieces of your ancestry.
Mm-hmm. I go ahead and, of course, slowly take it out of the box, holding it in my hands, as I admire it, considering I've seen it before, depicted, and knowing of grandfather. And I'll say, "Oh, well, why, thank you, Father. I will cherish it always. I'll make you and Granddad proud."
Oh, you've already made me proud, son. And he gives you a genuine smile. And your mother gives you a soft kiss on the head, pat you on the back, and just, if you'd like to go and enjoy your name day festivities, this is the time, because tomorrow you will have to depart. I trust you will inform your tutor your cousin, and anybody else you wish to come with you on this journey.
I go ahead and nod. Yes, Mother. I will let them know as soon as I see them.
All right. And she gives you another kiss on the head, pats you on the cheek, and just go enjoy your name day.
I go ahead and, you know, as put together as I can be, like, just calmly walk out of the balcony. As soon as I get out of the line of sight into the castle to go enjoy the festivities, he goes ahead and have a pep in his step to where he almost skips, but he does the heel click in the air as he goes ahead and joins the festivities. Like, oh, hell yeah!
All right. Well, with that being said, we have been going for almost 3 hours, and I know it is a work night for a lot of people, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up real quick. So we will say that you guys do enjoy the festivities. You know, you share in the food, drink, you celebrate and everything, and given the nature of the letter that was delivered, your stuff has basically already been packed for you, so you just have to get in the carriage and go the next morning. So on that note, that was the first episode of Song of Sweet and Sour. What'd you guys think?
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah,
That was
Thank
awesome.
Thank you for all your hard work putting this together.
Yeah.
You've done an amazing job.
Thank you. I'm trying my best to make sure that everybody gets enough screen time. It's first episode's always a little tricky, but thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you to my wonderful players. Their various Twitches and stuff like that will be in the channel description later. I have to get with the admins about that, but that's a whole thing I'll deal with later. Let's see who is streaming that we can raid real quick. Oh, damn it, Diva's not streaming. Oh, that's right, it's rehearsal night for Diva.
Yeah.
Mine's on Mondays, so mine's not much better.
Are you looking for someone in particular to raid?
Anybody, really?
I was gonna say, there's an artist named Somnifer Inc. if you're interested.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
Yeah, one sec. No, they're like super chill. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
And then, is it slash or exclamation point raid? I can't remember.
It's slash raid.
It's slash raid, yeah.
It's not letting me raid.
Oh.
What the frick? Okay, I guess it's not gonna let me do a raid this time. Oh, no, that's right. I'm not an admin on this channel. Crap. Alright. Well, that name in the chat, be sure to go look at them and go check out their stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We will be doing this every other Wednesday. So next Wednesday, we'll be back with New Orleans by Night. The following Wednesday, we'll be back with episode 2 of A Song of Sweet and Sour. Thank you to my players, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.